Welcome everyone, this is the new 26 Harmony Kingdom for this week. Episode 137, The Fault in Our Cutie Marks. We know how cutie marks sorta work. Heck, we haven't really figured out the science, but we know one thing. Only ponies have ever gotten them. So it's to our surprise when this episode focuses on not a pony getting one, but more or less a griffin's desire to have one. Our interaction with griffins pretty much comes down to two episodes: Lost Treasure Griffinstone and Griffin the Brush Off. This is our third interaction with such creatures. And it's a welcome one, because it's a young one by the name of Gabriella, or Gabby as she wants to be called. She is looking for the assistance of our favorite cutie mark crusaders, because of what she's heard around Ponyville. She's looking to get a cutie mark of her own. The Crusaders do the smart thing and see if that can actually happen. Twilight tells them, naturally, not. But instead of trying to break it down to her simply, they actually try to help her still find the purpose she's good with. Mainly because Scootaloo doesn't want to feel like a failure, especially after all the positive praise or want and desire for their help. It's actually quite admirable from Scootaloo. But even after trying everything, he's still trying nothing. Nothing really happens. And when the truth finally comes out, Gabby's a little wrecked. Naturally, but the Crusaders, in their delightfully cute and great sort of way, find a way around it by making her the pseudo fourth cutie mark crusader, or fifth if you add Bab's seed into the mix. See, what Gabby's good at is helping people. And that is a purpose. There are some people that are just good at helping others. Finding a purpose in life is one of the hardest things to do in life. We spend our formative teenage years trying to figure this out, and heck, sometimes even into adulthood, we still try to find the purpose, the one thing that, if you believe in religion, the Lord put us down here to do. Shoot, I tried many a thing, from trying to get in the radio to trying to think I'm a wrestling commentator, to even having a short stint as a script writer I tried during high school. I've tried many different things before I arrived at this avenue of life and this task, this thing. But Scootaloo says something very profound, and this is where the analysis comes in, really. She says near the end of the episode that a purpose should be something that you like to do. Something that just makes you feel good. In other words, in adult terms, it's what many people consider the difference between a job and a career. A job is just something you do because you have to. A career is a passion, something you love to do, something you get up in the morning and you love doing it. For me, it's what I'm doing in front of you right now. This is my career. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. And sometimes you'll go through your entire life trying to come to this inevitable conclusion, no matter what it is to be. And for the Cutie Crusaders, this is a perfect mirror. They spent a lot of years, remember, trying to figure out what it is that they do. And when they found out in Crusaders of the Lost Mark that what it is that they do is helping other people to find out what they do, the fandom applauded them, but were also a little puzzled. This is the first episode that puts what the Crusaders actually do to the test since Crusaders of the Lost Mark. And this episode executes it almost flawlessly. Yeah, there's a couple of fallbacks to make the plot work out, but even with those fallbacks, it's all given a genuine sincerity. Scootaloo and the other two Crusaders, Apple Bloom and Sweetie Belle, genuinely want to help young Gabby achieve her goal. After all, Gabby is so optimistically bubbly and positive that they can get the job done. Why would you want to let somebody that has so much faith in you down? That's why it was so much harder near the end of the episode for them to finally come to the realization that they would have to tell her that they can't help. When your entire job, your entire purpose is helping people, and finding that one person that you can't help, it can be a wreck. You can feel like all your task, all of what you've done, is for naught. But the mark of a true friend is, even if you fail doing one thing to be helpful, sometimes using your creativity and finding a new avenue around the problem can sometimes be the answer. And they did. And they helped. Of course, we have a great song in this episode about finding purposes in life, which is the entire theme of the episode. And it pretty much goes throughout, which makes it great theming. Plus, Gabby's backstory being directly connected to the lost treasure of Griffinstone helps this episode gain additional weight. But it is the multi-layered morals about purpose in life. Being helpful to friends and not feeling like letting anybody down, and the feelings you get for not only succeeding in accomplishing a goal, but also the emotions of a possible failure, but also in the face of a bleak situation that looks almost possible, to have the optimism to remain it possible, to keep an upwardly thought. This episode is multi-layered, much like many of the Crusaders' greatest episodes. And much like those episodes, it will get a score like it. The Cutie Mark Crusaders have had a tough season this season, but finally the Crusaders return to what they do inevitably best. With, yes, a somewhat hyperactive and somewhat annoying, but no sense not loving character in Gabrielle being introduced to the fold, a lot of appearances from sub-characters, and yes, even a little bit from my beloved waifu. Jeez, I love it when she's happy. The Cutie Mark Crusaders return to form and have an episode that is truly representative of not only where they've been, but where they are. And finally gives us the final answer to the Crusader puzzle after Lost Mark. What is it that they truly do? And seeing them do it at their best despite insurmountable odds, showing youth and creativity, but also a sense of wisdom. That's why I have always been a supporter of the Cutie Mark Crusaders. They're wise beyond their years, and when they're truly great, like they are in this episode, they transcend moral core. This is a great episode to show the young kids of today, to try to find their purpose and to truly be happy doing it. But also, even when failure is staring you dead in the eye, to stand up again and continue fighting with optimism, even if things look their bleakest. The second half of Season 6 is starting to look more incredible. Now that we've got the middling out of the way, it seems for the second week in a row, Pony has found a way to strangely excel. But this week, it's excelling at what the show is often best at, using the show's greatest examples of what it's best at to execute it. The Crusaders do it again. The Fault in Our Cutie Marks gets a perfect score. A 6 out of 6. The second straight 6. And, if my memory serves, this is the first time in New 26 history that we have a back-to-back 6. Well done, MLP. Well done indeed. I've done my purpose for this week. So, until we see each other next week, starting with Pony Scrolls, I am Nirvana Sparkle. Find peace in your own nirvana. And that includes a purpose. I'll see you next week.